It's already almost the middle of March and so much has changed in the garden, so let's go and take a look. I have three different mulberry trees in these containers and they are coming out of dormancy and it looks like I'll be enjoying some this year. I've got a sea of oxalis to deal with, so I can start working in these areas. So that is a task that will take a minute. Up here, I have my artichoke plants that are doing well. I don't see any artichokes forming yet, but I'm sure I'll see something soon. This bed is a hot mess. I tried growing things in it, but the birds kept pecking at the seeds, so nothing has grown. So I'll probably just use this bed for cucumber or tomato transplants later. Can you believe I still have some tomato plants from last season? They really do look awful, and I've just started some tomato seeds for this year, so I really don't need to keep these anymore, but I was just curious to see how long they'd last. There are some tomatoes on them, although not many. This white borage has completely taken over this bed, but I love it, and so do the bees. The calendula is starting to ramp back up, which I'm excited for because it's such a good medicinal flower with lots of uses, and they're so cute. Under this tray for squirrel protection, I have some spinach and more oxalis. Ugh. And because it's false spring, one warm day caused my purple lady bok choy to bolt. I've got more seeds started in these trays, mostly more leafy greens and marigolds. I finally cleaned up my pepper plants and their beds, and I added a fresh layer of compost. I'll put more compost in and some more soil in before I transplant some other pepper plants this spring because the soil has settled quite a bit. The citrus trees are loaded with flowers, and I have potted up and moved some of them to the front yard to make my backyard a little less cluttered. I do want to put one citrus tree in the ground, probably back here, but this area needs to get weeded and prepped first. This is a Snow Queen nectarine tree that I got from Costco 2 years ago that has bloomed, and I'm hoping for at least one nectarine this year, but it's still such a young tree, so we will see. This is a kiwi berry vine that's coming out of dormancy. This is 4 years old now, and I have yet to see fruit, but I know it can take a long time, but maybe this will be the year. Here is another sea of that oxalis that I have to weed through. There's just so much of it. These are some sugar magnolia snap pea flowers, and the peas do stay pretty purple when cooked. I have some pomegranate trees and other trees that need to either be potted up or transplanted into the ground as well. I'm going to have to move a lot of things around to get good placements, but it'll be worth it. Here is a container of ranunculus that looks like it's going to bloom soon, and then here is a gorgeous anemone. And I just love bulb or corm type flowers because they just come back each year with no maintenance or care. The blueberry plants are looking promising this year, and then I've got my bare root strawberries in my green stalk planter, and hopefully they will all leaf out soon. Moving on to the front yard, this plum tree has bloomed and it just looks so gorgeous. This look doesn't last long, so I always make sure to really take it in when it's at this stage. And here are some ranunculus that have bloomed, and these are just so pretty and cheery. I really love them and how bright they are, and they are so fun and easy to grow. I topped this really tall bush down because it was getting in the way of other stuff that I wanted to plant, and also it was just too tall to maintain, so now that it's smaller, it'll be easier to keep a reasonable size. And here are some of those citrus trees that I potted up. I still have some more to pot up, but I'm loving how it's looking in the front yard. I have this raised bed here currently holding my extra Oyas. I am going to be installing these in my other beds soon. These make watering the garden so much easier, which is why I have so many. The sticky monkey flower has started to bloom again. This is a fun California native, and they come in lots of other colors, but this is the first one to show up so far. The nasturtium is also starting to bloom, and I just love nasturtium, and I have so many other colors that should be blooming pretty soon. And the California poppies have started to bloom. These are all volunteers, and I can't wait until this area becomes a sea of orange. Thanks for joining me on this little tour of my Northern California garden. I can't wait to show it to you in a month. It'll look so different.